Where's Bruno? We need to start this SCTV video.
I brought the beer.
Is it Canadian?
Of course. I hope it's good enough. It was heavily tariffed.
Thanks, Biden. Welcome to a second look.
Deep dive, rather, on kind of a forgotten gem from the 70s and 80s, SCTV.
It's Sweeps Week right here on SCTV. Join host Johnny LaRue for half an hour of fun and jiggle on Jumping for Dollars. Then immediately following a special tribute to the music of Aaron Copland, starring the Dallas Cowgirls. Then live tonight, Jamie Farr, Lorne Green, Linda Lavin, Merlin Olsen, and Gavin MacLeod star in one great super special, Night of the Primetime Stars. That's Jumping for Dollars, Cowgirls Salute Copeland, and Night of the Primetime Stars, all on SCTV tonight.
We referenced this when we did our appreciation Catherine O'Hara recently. We want to offer a correction.
In referencing the film Heartburn, which she had a supporting role in, I mistakenly said it was about Bob Woodward and Nora Ephron, when in fact it was about Carl Bernstein and Nora Ephron. Yeah. So, correction.
While we're on the subject of Woodward and Bernstein, we want to kind of raise a glass to the death of a venerable Washington institution, the Washington Post.
Anyway, back to something funny.
This Friday night at the Civic Arena, Perry Como makes a triumphant return to the concert stage in a dazzling new show. Perry Como Still Alive.
I'm gonna live forever. Gonna live forever, ain't gonna die. I'm gonna learn how to fly. Gonna get my wings and learn how to fly.
When we did our research, I watched a lot of SCTV. I went back to a lot of things that just made me laugh, or I hadn't seen it in a while. And it just...
I forgot how funny actually the show was and still is.
Yeah. There's so many actors that had really big careers after SCTV ended.
And some that deserved a bigger career that didn't get it.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that.
I think they haven't forgotten the show, and I think they've carried it as a touchstone in their own work. They either have sought to work with the same people from SCTV over and over again in a lot of their projects.
They're a tight-knit group.
Yeah. A lot of people are seeking out clips for SCTV because a lot of appreciations on Catherine O'Hara online have referenced her work.
Correct that grip. Give the pedal flip. Step on the crack. Break your lover's back.
That's the Brooke Shields Show here on SCTV.
Second City Chicago was founded in 1959. It has produced numerous comedic talent from that, from Alan Arkin to Tina Fey. It's like an exhaustive list. But in 1972, they realized that their tours to Canada were through the roof, and they realized that they wanted to capitalize on that. So they founded a theater in Toronto.
Second City Toronto. And I think a lot of that cast was from the 1972 Godspell from Toronto, which had Eugene Levy, Gilda Radner, Martin Short, and Dave Thomas. And the music director for that was Paul Schaefer.
I think that's one of those experiences where you had to be there.
Gilda was not Canadian.
No, but she was from the Detroit area. She went up there
after college,
after Ann Arbor.
But then they started the Second City Troupe, and Gilda was amongst them in Toronto. So was Belushi. Yeah. Dan Aykroyd was there. They wanted to bring some people from the Chicago Second City to kind of train them. They brought Joe Flaherty and Harold Ramis. Flaherty's from Pittsburgh. He's from Pittsburgh. He's a Yinzer. Saturday Night Live, it premiered fall of 1975. And with that, Dan Aykroyd and Gilda Radner from the Toronto cast, a number of Second City Chicagoans were populated. Still, it was a fear that their casts were being decimated by SNL, and what could we do to retain talent? And once SNL took off and became a pop culture phenomenon, then the director of Second City was like, we can capitalize on this, and that's how the TV show was born. And they didn't do it in the most robust way. The first one was produced by Global, which was a regional
Canadian network. So they had mostly commercial stations within Ontario. So it wasn't wall-to-wall Canadian reach. And they only had 45 US syndicated stations.
Saturday Night Live was amalgam of the Second City formula, humor, and National Lampoon.
Yeah.
Whereas SCTV that really is the Second City craft.
They like the idea of improv at Saturday Night Live, but there's a strict, like, they don't like ad lib. SCTV, they gave people room to, like, they knew the script, but like, what can you do within this to kind of expand this?
Well, the show wasn't live. It was taped.
It was taped, and the budgets were a fraction of what the SNL budgets were at the time.
He's the biggest coward in the West. He's Yellow Belly.
Hey, Maria, that's Yellow Belly. You shot my child! You Yellow Belly! Help! Help! That Yellow Belly!
So we'll get into the show. Should we get into the cast?
Yeah. First up, Joe Flaherty.
Dr. Towns' 3D house of slave chicks.
Eugene Levy.
It was such a nice barber pole. It had stripes and everything.
Andrea Martin.
With your success on Three's Company, I'd never think you'd have a problem getting a date.
I don't. If you call splitting John Ritter with a dizzy blonde a date.
On for the entire series.
Entire-
Never left.
Those three are the stalwarts.
And then John Candy.
Brilliant.
Who's been gone 32 years, but still a loss.
Hi, you know me, I'm Harry. Owner of Harry's Sex Shop. I'm the guy with a snake on his face.
His presence is still like heavily all over every aspect of the show, even in the years where he's not there.
And then Catherine O'Hara, which you can do a deeper dive on our video that we did.
My special's on, and so am I. Live tonight here on SCTV at 9. That's Lola Heatherton bouncing back to you.
Dave Thomas.
You dirty peasant. He was more than illegitimate. He was an idiot. The Silly Bastard, later this month on SCTV.
His Bob McKenzie, his Bob Hope are just hilarious.
I love your work. I've seen every picture you ever did. I saw Boy Did I Get a Wrong Number 15 times.
Oh, is that right? Well, that's marvelous. You know, that was with Phyllis. That was a lot of fun. You know, I don't think she's as funny now that she got her beak fixed.
Rick Moranis, seasons 3 and 4, was the only member not to have come to the theater. He was a former DJ. And then Martin Short.
Ed Grimley gives a stirring performance as Oliver.
I would like some more, please.
What?
In Charles Dickens' immortal Oliver Grimley.
He was friends with them since 1972, but he decided not to join the show. He decided to do other kind of traditional theater, came back to Second City, and then he came to the show, and he's brilliant. And then Harold Ramis was on the first 2 seasons.
Don't call me crazy legs. How can you be so short-sighted?
Short-sighted? Like Billy Barty?
He was the head writer the first 2 seasons, and I think that set the template.
You recognize that?
Tony Rosato and Robin Duke, season 3, but only on 1 season.
He left with Robin Duke to go to SNL.
Yes.
Meet Me Barb, Thursdays at 9 on SCTV.
A number of the characters that are on SCTV actually originated on stage, so it has a very fully formed feel to a lot of them.
I want to say something. We've been trying to get you on this show for weeks. But, you know, you're so busy, you just don't seem to have a minute.
That's right, touch wood.
We'll get into all of their characters in a bit.
A number of writers I just want to mention. Brian Doyle Murray, who would become a featured player on Saturday Night Live, was a writer on the 2nd season. And, you know, he co-wrote Caddyshack and Club Paradise with Ramis. The writers kind of give the show a very family vibe.
Not in the family viewing sense.
No, that this is like a family working together. Joe Flaherty's brothers, Paul and David, are writers. And then you've got Mike Short, Martin's brother, is a writer on the show. And then Bob Dolman, who was married to Andrea Martin, and he was the brother-in-law of Martin Short, was a writer on the show.
Just goes to show like the sort of tight-knit group that they were.
Yeah.
And now, owner and president of SCTV, Mr. Guy Caballero.
It is not just a sketch show, but this is housed within the SCTV network, which is based in Melonville, which is...
It's a fictional TV station initially.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a network.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a channel.
So you're seeing the shows that are on there that they're making fun of, but then you see the kind of
behind the scenes.
Like you see Guy Caballero, played by Joe Flaherty.
He's the station owner.
Mo Green was his right-hand man the first season.
SCTV's license has been temporarily suspended. SCTV would also appreciate the support of its viewers in the form of letters and phone calls to the FCC. Don't be afraid to phone the commissioners. At home, late at night. Every night if you have to. You don't even have to say anything. Just breathe into the phone and hang up quickly.
And then Eve Prickley, after Ramus left.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Guy Caballero, owner and president of SCTV. And this is my station manager, Edith Prickley.
Hello, how's it hanging?
She's very raw in a lot of ways.
Very raw.
Very raw.
She actually talks like one of the guys.
But like Guy Caballero just loves it.
Yeah.
He just like loves and respects that.
Yeah. Her frankness is endearing.
Yeah.
Now look, I'm giving you one camera, one microphone, and you do the rest.
That's impossible.
It's your last shot.
I'll do it.
Johnny LaRue, played by John Candy, was the main producer of the content on the channel and the network.
Yeah.
And he's this complete narcissist.
Yeah.
But there's an endearing quality to him because it's played by John Candy.
I would just love to get like a smoking jacket with a JLAR.
That'd be great.
I'd like to talk briefly tonight about guts.
Earl Camembert.
The dark side of man that only surfaces and sees the light of glory here and there.
There's a news component.
And then you've got Floyd Robertson.
I'm talking about a 38-year-old newsman who spent the past year drying out at a rehabilitation center, who took life's kick in the teeth and came back with only a few missing.
And the joke is, like, even though it's never really addressed, Floyd Robertson
is a drunk.
And he's also playing Count Floyd.
Yes.
So, like, this series newsman has to wear this other hat being this stupid horror TV host.
When I first saw this as a kid in the 80s, I think outside of Star Wars, this is my introduction to an expanded, extended universe, which this show created. I think this sets the template for Springfield and The Simpsons.
Yeah, most definitely.
It creates a fictional town, Melonville. I love how like they keep expanding the universe. There's a mayor, also played by John Candy.
Tommy Shanks.
There's a city councilman and a council that they have elections for.
And various businesses that
keep coming back, and so it just creates this like expanded universe that I don't think the show gets enough credit for.
And see me, Alpac, for Alpac's used cars. No song and dance here, but every car has a story.
Mashups in kind of sketch comedy are kind of commonplace now, but this was the first.
I think this created that.
This kind of created this as the template.
Saturday Night Live stole that idea.
And you just put two disparate things together, or even like Jerry Lewis and an Ingmar Bergman thing.
Yeah, it's the contrast. It's so brilliant.
Yeah, that makes me laugh.
Coming soon to SCTV, Taxi Driver, starring Gregory Peck.
Excuse me. Are you speaking to me? Yes, you, buddy. I'm talking to you. Were you talking to me?
The first two seasons, it was with Global, a very regional Canadian network, I think with mostly commercial stations within Ontario. So it didn't have wall-to-wall reach within Canada itself. But then by the third season on up, it was the CBC.
So it got a wider Canadian audience.
They had to like mandate like 5 minutes of Canadian specific content.
I take it that's where Great White North was born.
The McKenzie brothers, Dave Thomas was like, what do you want? Like 2 dudes sitting around in toques, drinking beer and smoking cigarettes? And
that's what it was.
That's what it was.
Hose off and give me one of them real ones, eh?
Don't call me hoser again, eh?
I didn't call you hoser.
You did, eh?
I did not.
You did so,
Hey,
eh?
lay off, eh?
All right.
I didn't call you hoser.
Okay, just take
Hey,
off.
whose show is it and who's on it, eh?
Oh, get off. We're both on it, eh?
Yeah,
We're
right.
equal.
Well, why? Because who got it, eh?
Oh, yeah, but who saved it? Like when you almost blew it.
John Candy left in the 3rd season.
Yeah.
John Candy, because he was actually already high in demand. He went to go film. He moved to LA to film 1941, Spielberg's film, and Blues Brothers and Stripes.
Yeah.
And Catherine O'Hara, from what I read, just needed time off. The show was it gaining more popularity in the States during that time?
Like you heard certain people talking about it, but when it came to NBC in like spring of 1981,
it was replacing a certain show on the schedule called the Midnight Special.
Yes,
which they had already parodied. SCTV's version was Mel's Rockpile.
Mel's Rockpile with Mel Slurp.
Mr. Richard Harris for this great song, MacArthur Park.
The first 3 seasons were 30 minutes long. And when it moved to NBC, they expanded to 90 minutes,
it became a big show.
And more room to create and grow.
Yeah, so it aired Friday nights at 12:30, starting in 1980, like summer of 1981. Yeah. I think that's where a lot of the comparisons to SNL come from. Yeah. It's because of that.
And I think fall of 81, some of the cast member ended up going to SNL. Tony Rosato and Robin Duke. They also tried to hire Catherine O'Hara at this time too. Yeah. She didn't like the atmosphere at SNL.
This is also the period where SNL was falling apart too.
Yes.
ABC had countered by doing this god-awful rip-off show called Friday.
Yes.
Famously and only known because Michael Richards came from that show.
And Larry David met him there.
I think it was also at the same time, right? Fridays at 12:30?
I think it was like 11:30. I think it was also kind of famous because this is when Andy Kaufman was
banned from SNL.
There was some fight on Fridays that was on live TV.
Characterized in Man on the Moon.
Yeah.
SCTV is on the air. It's SCTV Network 90.
So it had 2 full years on NBC, and like it becomes much more of this grand production.
Yeah.
And so they have musical guests like SNL does.
Yeah.
At that point, like Hall & Oates show up.
John Cougar, who was then John Cougar.
Tubes.
Yeah, the Tubes. They did stuff with musical guests that SNL wouldn't necessarily do.
They became part of the show.
Hall & Oates showing up on the Sammy Maudlin show to sit down on the panel, which is funny in itself.
Because Bobby Bittman put him in his new film, Chariots of Eggs. And the show becomes much more conceptual at this point, like full themed episodes, like The Towering Inferno. Polynesian Town.
Forget it, LaRue. This is Polynesian Town.
We saw about Johnny LaRue wanting to get this crane shot for this ripoff of Chinatown that he's making called Polynesian Town. Bob and Doug McKenzie became the breakout stars of the show.
Like a cultural phenomenon, which started as Canadian content, but it became a very hot property in the States.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the stars of our show, Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Hey, Jose, where are you?
Down here, eh? Where you're supposed to be.
No, you're supposed to be up here.
Take off.
No, look, you're supposed to be down in the hallway.
No way, eh? This is where the camera is. This is where you're supposed to be. Good day.
No,
I'm Doug.
Hey. What? Bob, good day.
No, you're not supposed to say Bob. That's your name, eh?
They had their own like top 10 single.
Yeah. It was the highest charting single of Geddy Lee's career.
That's not surprising. Geddy Lee's voice to me is like fingernails on a chalkboard.
Okay. In 83, the year before the show ends, Strange Brew comes out.
Save one of those beers for me, eh?
They left SCTV to make the film.
Exactly, and they didn't come back for the last season, which is a miss.
I think because Moranis then was on to Ghostbusters at that point.
Count Floyd here, reminding you to stay tuned to Monster Chiller Horror Theater this Saturday night, when we'll be presenting a 3D classic, Dr. Tong's 3D House of Stewardesses.
So let's talk about our favorite sketches.
This is tough, just trying to select 2 for me.
It really is.
We briefly talked about, Dr. Tongue and Bruno. They're little movies that are introduced by Count Floyd on his, Chiller Theater.
Nobody knows what these are now, but back in the 70s and 80s and 90s, well, maybe 90s, but you would have like late night horror movies.
And especially like
with a local TV host.
Dr. Tongue and Bruno.
John Candy and Eugene Levy.
Mad scientist and his Igor-like assistant.
They laughed at me in Budapest. They laughed at me in Prague.
They laughed at you in Buffalo, too.
Shut up, Bruno. What are you looking at? The yellow pages. You can't find anything there.
They are also playing the actors playing Dr. Tongue. Woody Tobias Jr. is
Bruno.
Which is clearly based on Lon Chaney Jr.
I know. So they, instead of doing a horror and that these are supposedly all in 3D, they decided to do Midnight Cowboy 2.
Can't you see him crossing
Get
the
up
street
on the
here?
curb.
Perhaps you don't
Get
know
up on the curb. Get up on the curb. What are you doing yelling at the man?
Well,
you were clearly in violation of the traffic signal.
I was a green light.
It was not a green light. It was a red light.
It was green.
It was a red light.
Green,
Red light.
green,
Red.
green,
Stop
green.
it. You were in El Paso right now. That cab driver would have flattened you like a steam shovel.
And if you were in El Paso right now, you'd still have your accent.
And he doesn't even do any attempt of a Texan accent. He's going to do the Dr.
He's doing his Dr. Tongue voice. It's layers upon layers of
layers.
comedy.
They're making fun of remakes in itself there.
Unnecessary cash grab sequels started was in the 80s.
Exactly. And then there's so many to pick from the Sammy Maudlin.
The Sammy Maudlin Show was a parody of late night talk shows and the total insincerity that comes with it. So the host is Sammy Maudlin.
Played by Joe Flaherty.
His sidekick, the Ed McMahon, is William B. William, played by Candy. And I think it still is. That was my favorite recurring sketch as a kid.
They're talking about drugs and like the topics on drugs. And then there's this weird segue by William B. Williams.
I took the liberty of documenting those horrible days in a book. Sammy Maudlin, The Loser I Knew. I wrote that. It's my new book. It'll be coming out soon.
All right, put that thing away. Ladies and gentlemen, we're running out of time. Bobby, it's always a thrill. Mother Teresa, you're off to...
India, Sammy.
All right, keep up the good work there. William, I'll talk to you later. Good night, everybody. Good
night.
Those are the two for me.
What's great about that, too, is that it follows the whole late night trend up into the mid-'80s. It becomes Maudlin the Night.
Yeah.
And he's got this bad, perm mullet.
I know.
My favorite, probably looking back now, it's Battle of the PBS Stars. And there used to be this thing with just the three networks, ABC, CBS, and NBC, called Battle of the Network Stars. And it is a fucking brilliant parody of that. I still think one of the funniest visuals of this show is John Candy as Julia Child, the famous celebrity chef, boxing Martin Short as Mr. Rogers. They even got the puppets there on the sideline. It's so funny.
But wait, a sudden turn of events. Child coming on strong, no longer on the defensive. The two of them trading blows like gladiators in the ancient Roman tradition, fighting to the death.
The whole thing is great. And you've got Eugene Levy as Howard Cosell and Rick Moranis as Cavett as the commentators. Yeah. It's so funny. It's brilliant.
And if you can look in the YouTube at some of those actual Battle of the Network Stars, please do it, because they're actually funny, because you actually see Robert Conrad taking it way too seriously than he actually needs to.
I'm the captain of this team. We ran a damn good race.
You're right, you did, but you would have finished second had Ben...
Like hell. Like hell. Like hell. Like hell. That's it.
I really liked the Conceptual episodes, and the Soviet Union hijacks SCTV's satellite and takes over their broadcast. That's so funny.
This Thursday at 9, watch for the SCTV premiere of The Cruisin' Gourmet.
CP1 Russian television.
I must go and tell everyone Nikita Khrushchev is my tractor.
Stop, fool. They will put me in a museum, and they'll take away your gold star.
Coming this Tuesday on 3CP1, Tibor's Tractor. This is 3CP1.
You're gonna go
Oh, shit. It's Todd.
Hi, Joe and Chris.
It's your Florida correspondent, Todd McComb.
Hey, listen, I'm really sorry you guys are still dealing with just relentless cold weather back home. Anyway, I wanted to make sure you guys are keeping the video short. No one wants to see a bunch of, SCTV skits they've never heard of. And also, just keep it under 35 minutes if you can. Okay, I'll check in later. Ciao for now.
Spoken by someone who's never seen SCTV.
Okay, I think we need to be aware of the time.
Just enjoy the new SCTV channel. It's the alternative choice. It's the ultimate choice. The only choice. It's the last choice. The last chance.
NBC canceled it. It went to Cinemax in the fall of '83.
Now, Joe, why did NBC cancel it?
To premiere Friday Night Videos.
So this was the era when MTV had just started, and kids might not have had cable.
This was network TV's
answer to that.
NBC should have just had Eugene Levy with Mel's Rockpile
That'd
or
be
Jared
brilliant.
Todd, having them as a combination.
Brilliant.
That would have been better than Friday Night Videos. I'm just saying.
Here's some video from Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young.
Just like the ones I used to know.
They actually thought that was the end of SCTV.
So it went to Cinemax 1983-84. The running time reduced from 90 minutes to 45 minutes.
45, yeah.
But at the same time, there was no commercials. So there was a kind of a free flow. Martin Short really steps up.
Does anyone mind if I smoke? The bride in the front row with the French bread, do you mind?
It's Martin Scorsese's Jerry Lewis live on the Champs-Elysees.
Martin Short left to join SNL.
Yeah.
This is why the show was canceled from Cinemax.
The 1984 to 85 season, it is like the Murder's Row season.
Who's the blonde woman that is on there?
I'm blanking on her name.
Pamela Stevenson.
Pamela Stevenson, thank you.
She's in Superman 3.
Yeah, and she was in History of the World Part 1.
Yeah. She is?
Yes.
Humperdinck?
Not Humperdinck. Hump or death.
Martin Short was able to bring a number of characters with him to from SCTV to SNL.
That's where I first found out about Ed Grimley and Jackie Rogers Jr.
It was a nice kind of
coda.
Jackie, we hardly knew ye. Granted, we knew ye, but I would have to say hardly.
Jackie, we hardly knew ye. A love letter from Jackie Rogers Jr. on SCTV.
After the show's cancellation in 1984, it was packaged in syndication in 85 or so.
Especially a lot of NBCs, they cut it down to 90 minutes. They captured a large audience.
That's where I first saw it.
Why can't you look this good? Mother Nature wasn't so kind to some of us.
Move it.
Oh, he touched me! I got my Christmas goose early.
The show's cancellation didn't stop the cast members from continued working together, and they've all been frequent collaborators throughout the 80s.
I can't breathe in this thing!
The 90s, up through the Christopher Guest films.
Bulge?
Yeah, that's me.
And up to most recently with Schitt's Creek.
You're gonna have to plant them yourself.
The Christopher Guest films, in particular, really
that kind of embraced improv, but I think it went back to the ethos of SCTV with John Candy. You would see one great film and then maybe 2 or 3 films.
He did a lot of shit.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's a great film.
Oh, that feels good. Oh, God, I'm telling you. My dogs are barking today.
Freaks and Geeks was, to use the phrase, a one-and-done series, but it was a seminal show. Judd Apatow has spoken time and again how SCTV was, in terms of him, it was such an influence on him.
Yeah.
But then having Joe Flaherty as the kind of very...
All-American dad.
He does a callback to Count Floyd in that show.
Which is great.
When he dresses up as Dracula.
I was just kidding. I'm not really a vampire. I own a sporting goods store.
And then Martin Short was able to create Jiminy Glick in the early 2000s. It's such a SCTV-like character. Mike Short, that wrote for the show, wrote for Jiminy Glick as well.
This is so exciting. I can't believe the real Bob Hope is here.
Yeah. This is the kid from that movie, the kid movie.
And his name is Eugene
Levy.
I didn't see your movie, but I saw a trailer for it, where you went in I think a kitchen, and there was a kid, and he was doing something with a pie. He had his penis in a pie, did he?
Dave Thomas
didn't really
should have had a bigger career.
He is phenomenal in SCTV, and like when I see him in something, I perk up. The Wee Britain episodes for Arrested Development, he is so funny in that.
Like what, 3 or 4 episodes?
Yeah, and it's just so funny.
He's so funny.
Leave it alone.
Talking about back in Wee Britain, I was just asking a few questions.
Yeah, few too many if you ask me. How would you like someone going after some stupid person in your family? Now, back up, you ponce!
Dad was not kidding about their breath.
Rick Moranis had a massive footprint in some things, but like at the same time,
he was big in the 80s.
In the 80s and 90s, then he walked away like mid to late 90s. He's missed.
Get out of here, I'm driving.
When can I have a turn, eh?
It's not as easy as it looks. Now just watch what I do, okay?
Well, let's get a back seat or something. I look like you hunted me.
And then there are some other things like Only Murders in the Building, which is really relevant, but like with Martin Short, of course, but like he's brought Andrea Martin into the show. He's brought Eugene Levy.
So peaceful. And so many. 62, did you say?
That's the sweet spot. 61, you wonder if you're one fish short. And 63, you're a crazy fish lady.
Let's say you're a youngling
yeah,
who likes Catherine O'Hara and is sad at her passing and wants to get into deep dive into her SCTV career. How would one do that?
There was a bunch of things online where people try to seek out Catherine O'Hara's work on SCTV, and maybe this will.
Maybe.
And in 2018, like Martin Scorsese, there was news that he was filming a reunion with the SCTV, like in Toronto, and there was going to be interviews and then various kind of sketches weaved in. Because it was with Netflix, there was this kind of presumption that, oh wait, will Netflix release the whole series?
Remaster it.
Yeah, or remaster it, restore it.
That was their business model.
That was their business model. It has not been released in any form, as far as I know. Netflix has not made any announcement on this.
So wait, was it actually filmed?
It was filmed, 2018.
But they never released it. I thought they never actually did.
They did film it. They have a picture of them all sitting in this kind of like confab on the stage.
Come on, Netflix.
I know. I would hope, in light of the passing of Catherine O'Hara and Joe Flaherty like 2 years ago, make this happen. Knowing how volatile kind of streaming services are, like things can disappear. This may be your only option.
That gets to my big issue with us doing this video is how do people watch the show now?
I would seek it out on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, most you can do now is just watch it in truncated, is that a word? Truncated. They can watch it in truncated clips.
You go on YouTube, there are some really good, great clips, but the quality of some...
It's hit or miss.
It's hit or miss.
The NBC's 90-minute series with these great concepts are just cut up. You don't know the whole context of what they're part of. Yeah. Like I've seen the whole Soviet Union takeover in bits, and it's just, you need to see the entire thing.
There's a statue of Bob and Doug McKenzie in Edmonton.
I think that is its biggest legacy, is that it had such an impact on comedy media that I don't think people are aware of. And I think that I also want to get that conveyed in our video here. That's been my only stumbling block in this rewatch, is the laugh track.
Maybe it was a global thing, like, hey, because you're taping this, you need to do this.
I think that's just the way it was back then.
Maybe that was... But
it's a comedy show, you have to have a laugh track.
But at the same time, like, how smart and aware everyone was working on that show. They probably were fighting it, but they did it.
Who would you say is the MVP cast member of that show? Your own personal MVP.
Okay. From my heart, I'm going to say Joe Flaherty.
Okay, that's interesting. I thought you were going to say John Candy.
We're always going to miss John Candy, but like Joe Flaherty, he could really throw himself into an impression. There was such a consistency, and like he just had everyone's back.
For the longest time, I was like, is it John Candy or Rick Moranis? And then I was like, you know who it actually is? To me, Dave Thomas.
I love Dave. I really do.
He actually inhabits all of his characters. I think he's got the most range out of all the performers.
I don't even think of Bob Hope when I think of Bob Hope. I think of Dave Thomas. I think of Dave Thomas. So like, I'm a sick. I just start doing Dave Thomas doing Bob Hope.
This is the life, isn't it, Junior?
Yeah. Brassiere salesman in the King's harem. I can't wait to get started.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Not so fast, Junior. Remember, this is just our cover. We're here to protect these girls and find out who's been trying to poison the king.
Well, you worry about that, Uncle Teach. I'm going to take some measurements. Okay, girls, let's get started.
So, enough of our yapping. Check out SCTV if you can. It's truncated, clips on YouTube. Unfortunately, there are some full episodes you can watch in really low quality.
But it's worth seeking it out. And hopefully, Netflix will get their act together and maybe release that documentary. Maybe eventually that this could lead to, remastering and restoring the episodes and releasing them on Netflix.
This needs a renaissance.
It does. Best of John Candy, re-release that, and then release one for Joe Flaherty and Catherine O'Hara.
They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Like, there's no profit in for media companies to release physical media anymore.
I know, but
in this age of streaming.
I just think this warrants this.
You might be able to find copies of the DVD.
They're expensive. Yeah.
The DVD is the only way you can actually watch the entirety of the NBC episodes as they were meant to be seen. This show deserves at least like a streaming spot.
Yeah.
Remaster it, put it on a streaming service, and you will get views.
Yeah.
Because you've got one of the most talented comedy casts ever assembled.
Ever.
And
True.
brilliant writing on top of that too.
Yeah.
So make it happen.
How are ya?
So SCTV, we hardly know, yeah. But I guess we never will.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the night of the prime time stars. Starring Jamie Farr, Lauren Green, Linda Lavin, Merlin Olsen, and special guest Gavin McLeod.
What a night! What a night! We simply have to tell you that it's quite a night. It feels so right. It's special night. It's a special prank night, and it's tonight. What a show! What a show! We simply have to tell you that it's quite a show. And we all know this special show is a special primetime show.